We've already shown you a few examples of the power of this generation, but we're not quite done yet. So you might remember the youth climate strikes last year in September. They were one of the very first real eye-openers into the collective power of Gen Z. Young people were very much at the forefront of this protest against climate change. And all 1.4 million of those young people who turned up to the climate strikes, that is where they had to actually skip school to attend, actively chose to risk their education to turn up and to have a stand against the cause. And of course, the Black Lives Matter protests. In London alone, thousands of young people led the protests and used their voices to fight against racial discrimination. More recently, the Black Trans Lives Matter marches in London over Pride weekend show how young people are bringing movements together, and it's really showing the intersectionality of activism. Both of these protests happened in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Young people were actually willing to risk their health and risk the health of those around them to stand up for the cause. Pictured here, you can see John Boyega. And as of last month, he was Gen Z's favourite celebrity, according to State of the Youth Nation. If you don't know who he is, he's famous for his role in Star Wars, which is not really a film that's strongly associated with a Gen Z audience, nor is it a film that's had any recent releases. So it's pretty unlikely that his acting career is the reason why he's Gen Z's top celebrity. But instead, you might have seen footage from his incredibly moving speech at the Black Lives Matter protest in London. He's an example of the type of person Gen Z look up to. And our take on this is that as a brand or organisation, it doesn't matter how well known or how high your awareness is. To Gen Z, what matters is your core values and your courage to speak up. And if you don't align with Gen Z's values, then you're very unlikely to get their attention.